Hey guys, welcome back to Real Housewives Recaps. I'm so glad you're here. You guys, before we even get into this, let me explain the background pictures. This was for another project we're working on that ended up on Patreon. If you're on Patreon, you know. Uh, they're acting like clowns, so we found some clown photos. You're welcome, everybody. We have so much to talk about with these two, so much ridiculous stuff coming out in the news, but still not a word on the Parks situation at the time of this recording. So we need to talk. I got lots of things to say, lots of opinions. We need to talk about the faux suits of it all. Just so much to talk about. You guys, thanks so much for being here. Oh yeah, and the ridiculous having their names tied to anti-bullying is just the funniest thing in the world, because if you know, you know, these two being associated with anything like that when their followers are the worst of the worst. If you don't know about that, watch my video with the Sidley twins. We go deep into that. Anyway, that's not what we're here to, we're here to talk about all of it today, but here to talk about it with me is Jay. I can't believe I just said your name. Usually I just introduce you as something else. This time I actually called you Jay. Say hello.
Hey, it's Jay, also known as Dr. Bad Vibes. I haven't been on a video in a bit. I'm finally home. My rotation with the Sidley twins finally ended. I'm still supposed to be there, actually, but I think I kept trying to make shot-for-shot remakes of Double Mint Gum commercials, and they said, just go home to Jen. And I said, okay. So now I'm home, and I'm here to talk about stuff, and maybe chew some gum.
If you don't know what he's talking about, again, watch the video with the Sidley twins. We had the best conversation. But in a nutshell, Sugars are trying to claim that, I don't know, Jay's messing around or something. So I told him, good luck, hope you score. And then it was Nancy stepped up, I believe, and said that Jay was her boyfriend too. So we decided, yeah, the rest is history. So Jay is a very busy boy, but when he's not busy with everybody else, he's here to talk about this nonsense with me. And Jay, before we get into this, what do you have to say about this picture?
Does Harry have a shellfish allergy? Did he eat some crab? Wow.
Did he marry a crab?
Yeah, she does have a claw. If you haven't seen the new emoji, by the way, there's a crab claw that says claw.
Full circle.
Yeah, I brought it back home.
So I just wanted to sit and have a conversation about everything going on. I did pull some articles, which we could get into, but let's just talk about it because there's so much coming out right now and still nothing, if that makes any sense. So, I've been so passionate about this park situation and how they have said nothing. And I did explain in a previous video, I want to make it clear here, there's nothing they could say to make it better. They did nothing with the information, in my opinion. It sounds like he put out a statement about forwarding it, but that's doing nothing. If it allows other people to get into this situation, that's not doing anything to help. Not using your platform to help, are you, Harry or Meghan? So much for women's empowerment, right? But so I'm still so disgusted by that. So I just want to put that out there first and foremost. That is my priority right now. But so much other news about them coming out, I can't help but think it's all orchestrated, as is everything with them. But the first thing that I want to talk about that's coming out, I keep seeing that this online safety situation, let's talk about that. I understand the seriousness of these topics and the ridiculousness of the pictures, but we're going to push right on past that. Does he have an orange for a nose?
Yeah, so a lot of topics involved keeping children safe on the internet. Just remember, these are the people using the internet. Keep them away. Mm-hmm. Yeah, there was a lot of talk, I guess, within the past few days, there was like a congressional hearing in the U.S., a lot of the tech executives. The one that seemed to get the most attention was Facebook, about keeping kids safe online, which I thought, one, was odd, like what kids using Facebook now? But I guess in the past, some things have come up. And I mean, it is, serious. I mean, yeah. If you have kids, be careful online. Yeah. Like, I don't want our kid to ever have social media. Yeah, it's terrible. I don't even want to have social media, but I like to read about cars and computer parts, so I can't delete Facebook for that reason. I guess I have some friends too, but whatever. But yeah, it's an actual serious thing, and it needs attention. It sounds like hopefully something got done. So these bozos,
I see what you did there.
Yeah, they've come out like, hey, we talk about it too. very opportune timing.
Yes.
Seems to be regurgitated, correct?
Yes.
But what makes them the experts on this?
It makes them the experts on anything. The idea that they're going to somehow use their platform to help any kind of, I'm not making light of the bullying allegations, the situations, but to use their platform attached to that when they are known to have the absolute worst followers ever. If you don't believe me, again, watch that video with the Sidley twins. They explain they've received some horrible hate based on their faith. And it's awful, awful stuff. But you had such a good point, Jay, when I was talking to you about this.
Well, this applies in a lot of scenarios with them. I mean, they're still parasites. They act like they're this great actress and I guess actor or whatever he's trying to be. I don't.
Non-royal.
Like they're more than just titles, but that latch onto the family. But that seems to be everything they've done.
Yeah.
Like. They tried the podcast where they worked for like an hour a week or whatever, and that imploded. It sounds like anything outside of the royal world on Netflix isn't going anywhere. I mean, it seems like all they can do is talk about in-law shit.
Yeah, grift.
and grift. So I don't know what kind of. I'm distracted by the photos. I don't know what skill or talent they're supposedly bringing to the table.
They don't have any.
Well, then get away from the table, please.
Yeah, absolutely. But you're right. It's more grifting on their part, and I think it makes me particularly ill because, again, I circle back. It's grifting on things that are in the news right now and things that we're all concerned about, as parents, as aunts, uncles, whatever you are. It's scary for kids and online safety and all that. But then here these bozos are trying to get their names out in the paper by attaching themselves to subjects like this. I expressed my disgust for this when they originally did it. And that's the other thing. They're just releasing photos and videos from an event that they did. You remember the event where she dressed like a massage table. Thank you, Jay, for that analogy. When she wore the totally inappropriate cream suit to talk to grieving parents. And by the way, the irony is not lost on me that these two bozos, are attaching their names to parenting issues. I mean, hello.
Yeah, it's such an empty gesture, just trying to grab clout, as the youth say. But
you're hip.
I'm hip. I'm going to do a rap later. Not really. No, not really. But yeah, it's just, they're just chasing the hot topic, trying to, I guess, virtue signal that, hey, we have a charity and we care about people. But those are just words. I mean, when you look at the actions, they don't seem to care much about other people from what I've observed. And if they want to make statements, it seems like there's some people that really need to be cared about right now that nothing's being said on, which is, much closer to home and more in the realm of them being able to do something. So
he's on the board.
Yeah. Maybe talk about that. Yeah. I don't know. It's like saying, hey, everybody, recycle.
Yeah.
While I'm in the backyard, just like a Captain Planet villain, just dumping sewage and radiation in the water table.
Oh, you mean it's like saying, hey, let's save the planet while I take my private jets everywhere? Looking at you, Harry and Meghan, the hypocrisy continues. But yeah, short of this, I mean, besides this online safety stuff that they're trying to get their names out there about right now, it's this stupid suits thing. I don't care. I just can't be bothered to care about suits. And it truly has nothing to do with her. It's a little bit about her. We tried to watch. I've told the story. I just couldn't get into it. But that doesn't matter. Even if it's the most popular show out there, in my opinion, she's trying to get these stories out there about they're going to start up Suits and the producers will do anything to get Meghan back. No, they won't. The cast literally just said they don't have her number. That one guy, I don't care what his name is, the annoying guy that stands up for her every 5 seconds, kind of went radio silent on that as well. I'm sure he's still defending her, but you know what I'm saying? Like, it's interesting. And remember, when we read some of those books, I believe, again, they blur together in my head, I believe it was Revenge. Tom Bauer went into how her antics on set and how the crew was basically over her, and her shitty behavior. So I can't imagine anybody's dying to have her back. But even so, that doesn't matter. You're painting yourself and styling yourself as a quote unquote activist. You're paying for awards that is it's just the most crazy thing ever. I just keep thinking about those faux feminist awards. And how are you going to go pick those up? But then when I would say it's not just a feminist cause, it's an everybody cause. But if you want to be specific, a feminist cause is arising and you have the chance to do something and you do nothing. That says everything I need to know about you. And don't think we've forgotten. It's not, to me, this Parks issue is one of the most disturbing, but not just that. It's no word since Endgame. No word trying to set the record straight on his family, at least before he half-assedly tried to blame the media. I didn't say that. The media said that about his family. That's my shitty impression, Jay. I'll let Jay do his impression in a second. But, and then nothing about that. And then nothing about the health issues going on with his family. And again, I say that to say, I don't want to hear him talk about the health issues per se. There's nothing he could say there either. But it shows me where his priorities are, that when accepting another bullshit award for aviation or whatever, he can't even say, and I'm wishing my pa and my sister well, my sister-in-law well, whatever. Nothing. No, he doesn't give a blank. His priorities are clearly, obvious. It's just so clear. I can't say it enough. I can't stress it enough. Everything they do is awful and fake and meaningless and shallow. And I'm just so glad that the world can finally see it and it's catching up with them. And I say that as a nod to Her Majesty the late Queen and everything they put her through. I'm glad that people can finally start to see it. And I don't mean you guys, because you guys have seen it.
Yeah, so much nonsense going on. And didn't I hear that another Archwell employee left?
Yes, another one.
Yeah, it doesn't sound like they have good retention over there. I wonder if that's because of the workplace environment or the budget.
Yeah. Both.
That was something that, again, I kind of touched on it a while back. Somebody on stream. This is a total one-off thing, but if you really... I'm no professional, so I could be totally wrong. But if you look at the tax documents, from the previous years, that when that was all in the news, it looks like they haven't really. Outside of like a couple of huge donations from whoever, the general public doesn't seem to donate much, and that's not a good sign for a charity, I don't believe.
And you had a theory at the time. We don't know. We're just speculating. What if it was them just moving money around? It doesn't even mean that they had a donor necessarily. We don't know.
Yeah, it could have been them donating to their own charity because they could conceivably get write-offs and get 95% of it back because it's in Delaware, allegedly. But yeah, it's like everything's just
shady.
Everything's just for show. It's like we're all on YouTube right now. Mm-hmm. It's like clickbait in real life. Yeah, it's like pay attention to us because we're going to virtue signal all this stuff we're doing, but not actually do anything. Much like a YouTube video that tells you something cool, yes. And when you click it, it's boring. That makes me so mad. Not this channel, though. This is totally the opposite.
That's right. Funny side tangent. I've honestly never purposely done that, with the exception of one time I made a joke, and I did get some hate on it. And it was the one time. It was because when we went to Coronation, remember, we saw the Harry and Meghan dupes. Oh, yeah. And so I said something like, Harry and Meghan are here, meaning it sarcastically because they didn't look anything like Harry and Meghan. So I put that up, and it wasn't any of the regulars, but I had some extra people in my comments saying, that's clickbait. I was like, no, they're kind of here. Look at this silliness, but no, never knowingly or intentionally clickbaited anybody. But you're right, it is aggravating, and that's such a good point. They're vapid and shallow, and they live a clickbait life.
That's so funny. All I can think of is when we saw. Was that day one?
Yeah.
Yeah, we had just gotten there. We were literally in front of Buckingham Palace, mm-hmm. and these two imposters showed up. I think, didn't they have copies of Spare or something?
Yes.
Yeah,
and a pretend bodyguard with them.
Yeah.
They have the short up somewhere. Yeah.
Yeah, it's on the channel if you
mm-hmm.
if you look for it. But that was so funny because it's like for a second I was like, wait, and I was like, oh. But yeah, we got clickbaited in real life. But somewhere else that will never clickbait you is my channel.
Yes.
Dr. Bad Vibes Speaks. That's the new one where I talk about stuff. And of course, if you like video games, there's regular Dr. Bad Vibes. But on the Speaks channel, I just had a video go up about Vince McMahon, and you're like, why is he talking about pro wrestling? If you don't know, I recommend watching it because real life is playing out more insane than any wrestling story. Well, I wouldn't say any.
Most wrestling.
There was the time two of them got in a fight because a clown man put hot sauce on a disgusting man's pizza, and they got in a fight about it. That's a real thing.
Wow.
One of my favorites. Very underreported on.
Wow.
But anyways,
Make a video on that too.
I probably will.
Okay.
Anyway, I'm going to go on a tangent. But the Vince McMahon thing, that's actually a serious thing. It's bad. I was always kind of a fan. Not now. No. He did no-nos.
But that's a great example. He was accused, and I have to say accused, of some really awful things. What did they do? They immediately stepped in, took him down, reviewed things. Right? You'll be able to explain better than me. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's the
they didn't dick around and pass the buck.
I mean, it was like as soon as that came out, they were just so he doesn't actually own the company anymore. They merged with UFC. It's a whole new entity, a whole new board of directors. So he has to actually answer to people now. So as soon as that came out, they're like, nah. So he resigned. They put out a statement. They're doing an investigation, trying to put an end to anything and weed out all the people that may have been involved with what was going on. Not too dissimilar from what we're hearing in this clown world over here. Mm-hmm. But the ringmaster has not spoken. The clowns are still, riding around in the tiny car.
That's
so
right.
we're waiting to see analogies, right?
It's a lot of clown stuff.
Yeah. But yeah, I'm very curious to see if anything similar is going to happen here. I mean, they don't have to answer the shareholders, so probably not. But it's just awful hearing all this stuff. I mean, I'm usually making jokes, but this isn't really much. I mean, you can't joke about this. It's awful. Everything on both of these stories. I feel horrible for the people that may allegedly suffered. So I keep going back to Bill and Ted. Just be excellent to each other. That's all you got to do.
That's right. Guys, again, thank you for everything. Since this video is going up on Friday, I assume, unless it gets bumped and something else happened, but it'll go up around Friday. I had planned to start that book this week, but then so much stuff has happened. It just, with the twins and everything else, I haven't had time, but I'm going to get those videos up. I promise. I will start them most likely Monday, unless something happens. It'll be sometime next week. So get ready with your books. We're going to start that deep dive. I'm excited to jump into it with you. As always, I want to sincerely thank each and every one of you for everything. You guys are the best. The responses to the videos lately have been incredible. Your responses to Jay have been incredible. We just appreciate everything so much. There's so many ways to support our channel, and being subscribed, hitting that thumbs up, things like that. That is like so helpful. I can't even articulate it. YouTube really looks at that stuff. The other way you can support is we do have the merch. We got Make It Make Sense, Recollections May Vary. Jay has been very hard at work. I had this really silly idea for merch that we will be launching soon. So as soon as that rolls out, I'll let you know. But I'm excited about that. What else? Oh, and then if you want to further support, we have Patreon, patreon.com/Real Housewives Recaps. That's where we're doing bonus deep dives and tons of extra content. I get a little bit more, I can talk a little more freely over there, so I do. And Jay comes on there sometimes with me, and we have some laughs. We really did a silly episode last night. It was our blooper episode. Again, we're still laughing about that. That's what the clown pictures are from. But so check that out, patreon.com/Real Housewives Recaps. And thank you again to everybody who has signed up. Thank you to everybody for being here, and thank you for everything. Have the best day. Can't wait to hear your thoughts on this one. Here's my question to you all as we close this out. What's the next photo opportunity for these two? I keep expecting it. They're going to try to do something to distract from all the horrible news that's coming out. There's nothing that could work, but I'm just curious. Let's take bets. What do you think it'll be? Parking lot? Concerts? Movie theater, what are we thinking? Let me know in the comments below. Again, thank you for everything. I'll talk to you again soon. Bye-bye.